Well, we can start by just looking at. Looks like we're going to get maybe a three-way punch. That being rain all over the state right now, the possibility of very heavy snow in the upper elevations in our mountains. We're looking at possibly 2 feet of snow, and then of course later this afternoon, strong winds all over the state of West Virginia. So, we do have the possibility of flooding. We have the possibility of power outages, and both from the snowfall as well as the high winds. And we've been looking at this for the last couple of days. We'll be opening our Office of Emergency Services at noon today. We've been in constant contact with each of the counties' emergency services directors, and continue to do that at least twice a day. We've pre-positioned our Department of Highways with the snow removal equipment, along with strategically placing our members of the National Guard that's been called to active duty to be preparing for the events that's predicted to come with this storm. We're also working with the power companies in conjunction with our people on the ground from both the Guard and Highways to work in conjunction with them in case there's trees down, to be able to get in and open the roadways up so the power companies can get in and start their work as quickly as possible. It's also my information that I have the information that both the major producers, First Energy as well as Appalachian Power, are bringing outside help in from their sister companies and from other companies that will not be affected with this storm. So I feel like we're very much prepared. I've just basically in my releases asked people to get the supplies they need, food, water, batteries, candles, whatever it may be, to do for a couple of days to make sure they're safe and secure. And the other thing is once either the snow or the heavy rain and wind starts this afternoon, ask people to stay off the road as much as possible. We feel like if people stay in their homes or shelter or whatever it may be, that and let our emergency services workers on the road, that we can recover from this storm a lot more quickly.
Governor, you mentioned a lot of things there. I think you said the triple punch there. You talk about power outages, talk about wind, rain, snow. What is your greatest concern? What do you think is going to be the greatest threat to our state through this storm, a combination of storms, really?
Well, just as we experienced back in the summer with the power outages, obviously, that's the biggest concern, and because what you do is lose power to hospitals, nursing homes, individuals' homes, and especially if we get the kind of snow we're talking about in the mountains, there may be people that's not prepared for heat and so forth. But it's all. I would say that would probably be the biggest concern that I would have, be the power outages that we experience.
Governor, you mentioned highways and road crews, and this would be the first significant snowfall of the year, and it is going to be, according to predictions, significant. Some areas could have 2 feet of snow. Are you confident that highway crews are ready to handle that, and in some places the snow has already begun falling?
I am confident that highways can handle it. We have a good supply of salt all over the state since we had a light snow season last year. Especially you get in the mountain areas, those highway crews are used to fighting heavy snow, so it's not like something they're not experienced with. As far as the turnpike goes, we've made arrangements to bring crews in from other areas in case along the turnpike we should get a heavy downpour of snow to be able to assist them. And unlike the event we had 2 or 3 years ago, the turnpike has now installed the gates where people, at that time were trapped basically on the turnpike.
Right.
At least now they'll be able to turn and hopefully get to shelter in case it's needed during this event.
Governor, finally, are you anticipating issuing a state of emergency or calling a state of emergency in the state at any point? And if so, what would that do?
Well, basically, what we've operated under right now is just the general powers of the governor, and that's the preparations that we've been making up to this point, getting ready for this weather event. And I would anticipate that later this afternoon I would declare a state of emergency. Basically, that puts us in line to receive FEMA help and help from the federal government, plus other actions that would be necessary should the need arise to make sure people are safe and secure.
And Governor, did you say you'd already called up the National Guard, or they're on standby?
We have several crews that are already on standby. They're waiting now and are in preparation of what we're expecting to come this afternoon, tonight, and tomorrow. So, if necessary, we will do as whatever it requires. If we need to bring additional people in, we'll do that. Obviously, the weather forecasters are saying this is one of those weather events that it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly who and where is going to be hit. So it's kind of fluid right now. So we will be watching it on an hourly basis to see where we need additional help to go into particular areas.
Governor Earl Tomblin, Governor, I appreciate your time. We'll be in touch.